Hi, my friends. Welcome to Sort of Brilliant, a show where the characters are made up and the sorting absolutely does matter. My name is Rachel.
And I'm her best friend and co-host, Lauren. Every other week, we're going to invade a fandom and determine whether your favorite character belongs in Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, or Slytherin.
We're the Harry Potter podcast that talks way more about any other franchise.
Here, we use the sorting structure from Harry Potter as a common language without supporting the author or her beliefs. As for the sorting itself, there's bound to be some arguments along the way.
But in the end, we're always right.
According to us.
According to us.
Yo ho, a gay pirate's life for me. We'll search for treasure near and far. Please buy my booty. I've got a man for sale. Yo ho, a gay pirate's life for me. Hi, hey everyone. Guess what? We were going to talk about Supernatural this week, and we're not. We're talking about gay pirates because Our Flag Means Death came out of nowhere, and it would be very sad if we didn't talk about it right this very second. Rachel watched it in the last 48 hours. I have seen it, I think, like 3 or 4 times now. Our guests, who are uncharacteristically silent and letting me speak without talking over me, have seen it a couple of times in a row.
Hi, Rachel.
Very pointedly.
Let me hang my head in shame. Fine.
Hi, Rachel.
It's too late for shame.
Oh, okay, Carla. Hello, Carla. How are you doing today? Carla's the new co-host. Rachel did not speak.
What's going on?
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Hold on. Did she freeze for everybody else and then
Yeah, she did.
come back in with the ferocity? Okay.
I don't
Got
know. Something's up with the internet. I don't know what to do about it.
Have you tried turning
Off
it
and then
off?
turn it
Have
on.
you
Turn
tried?
it off
Have
and
you
turn it
tried calling the Google?
on.
Yes, call the Google.
Have you
And ask
tried
them what's
asking
up.
Jeeves?
That's
You could
that's
ask.
Steve Madden's company, right? Rip. But
Dear Jeeves.
Steve Madden is dead, guys.
Oh, really?
Yes, he died in like January or something.
Great,
They had a
what
memorial.
news.
No, he was a football.
No, wasn't
We
it John
absolutely
Madden?
know who that
That's
is. Okay,
John
we absolutely
Madden.
You know, like, was it John Madden?
Yes.
Well, who is Steve Madden?
Steve Madden makes
Steve Madden is the
shoes.
shoe guy.
Is he the shoe guy?
I can't believe
Okay, I
how
don't
much
know.
shit
I
you're
don't
giving
know
all
if
of
he's
us
dead.
for not
I don't
knowing
know if
about the
he's dead.
person whose name
Somebody
you got
check
wrong.
on Steve Madden because I might have just killed him.
She hexed him.
She
Oh,
hexed
man.
him like, what's his face would
Mr.
hex somebody.
Buttons!
Mr.
Yes.
Buttons!
Mr. Buttons!
Yes, Mr. Buttons would hex
I
somebody.
hex-
With Jim. Is he killed?
Oh, I
What was
love
the
Mr.
seagull's
Buttons.
name? The seagulls had
Carl.
names.
Carl.
Carl, and his wife was
Olivia.
Olivia.
Yeah.
How do you forget that one of the most important couples?
You
in the
looking
whole
at me,
show?
Bird? You looking at the only heterosexual couple with rights on that
Yes,
show?
the only hetero parent that matters.
Have you guys seen Arrested Development?
Nope.
No.
On and
Have you
off.
seen it, Carla?
I'll just shake my head. I don't talk anymore.
Will Arnett
He's
just,
gone.
it was so very Job when he was looking at the bird. You looking at me, bird?
It's
Oh,
it's an
it's so
illusion.
good.
It's an illusion, Michael.
Will Arnett, just anytime he shows up in anything,
He's
I know
incredible.
I'm going to be annoyed and also very amused.
I don't wanna
'Cause he's
be-
funny, but in a way that makes you want to punch him.
I don't want to be controversial,
That's
but I
fair.
think he's the best Batman. I know that's controversial in this group of people, but
Yeah, it is. You're wrong. So.
He's great. Like, I won't say that for him. He's great.
His murder show on Netflix.
Murderville.
Murderville.
Murderville. I love that.
I love that show so much.
It was pretty funny.
It's so good.
much.
Have you not
Andy
watched it,
Murphy.
Lauren?
It's on my list. I'm gonna be honest, it was on my list, and then somebody was like, "Have you seen Murderville?" And I was like, "No, it's on my list." And they were like, "It wasn't that great?" And I was like, "Oh," and that
it was
put
pretty
me off
funny.
of it for a while.
It's a good, like,
I
if you just
was
wanna
told
laugh.
I figured I was told that it would have been funnier if the guests were trying very, very hard to be funny, and that the funniest one was the guy who wasn't a comedian because he wasn't trying. He was just like reacting.
Mhm.
to-
Yeah.
I thought Andy Murphy was pretty funny.
I didn't finish it,
I like
but the
Andy
first couple
Murphy,
episodes were really
so.
funny.
I loved Conan, but I always loved Conan.
Conan. I love Conan. Conan's the best
well, I
one
heard
out of all the late
Ken
night
was
hosts.
disappointing because he was trying so hard.
I didn't see Ken's.
Yeah, his is the last
Ken-
one. He's like the top biller.
Ken
was
is
okay.
just generally just disappointing. Although
Generally.
maybe not. Maybe he's
Wow.
not very
I think
disappointing
Ken
to
is
me because I
hilarious.
don't have a lot of
Same.
expectations.
His natural
for
state
Ken.
is hilarious, which is why I was so upset to hear that. I was like, he just had to be Ken. Like, what's going on?
I know, right?
I
Well, he may
I
have
watched.
He was
felt the
maybe
pressure.
too Ken. He was maybe too Ken.
Maybe I watched The Masked Singer too much, and it just kind of
Well, I don't know why you would turn on Fox, Meg, but
because my children thought it was
For
hilarious.
the cleaning lady.
For the cleaning lady, yes.
in 911, right? That's what that's on.
911 on Fox.
Yeah.
Okay, fair. Damn it.
Although this show has kind of destroyed a lot of TV shows for me.
Well, the people who created that show kind of did that themselves too. So I
There is
read
that.
their article.
Oh, it made me so mad. Not even as like a shipper, but just as a fan of the show to be like, well, you don't like what we're doing. Fuck you. Write fanfic.
That's great.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I
It's a great way
refuse
to
to read
treat
it.
people.
So stupid.
I refuse
Were
to
you
read it
saying
because I
that
just
too?
want to get through the season.
That person who said
Okay.
that. You're
Just
so
clarifying for all the
stupid.
audience who just
There
heard you
are
tell
two
Meg just shut the
people-
fuck up. Like,
No, who she's talking about. You have two characters. It makes sense if you went there. Some people, like Lauren and I, when we watched it, we were like, all right, we can see how people are shipping them. And I can see how if they deliberately start putting more and more in, it could be a great couple, could be a great pairing.
Mm-hmm.
If you have the potential for that on your show, you pursue it. If you want to have a successful show, if you want a voracious fan base that's going to eat everything up and just come, like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Well, and
Like,
it's so
you're
messed-
just stupid.
It's so messed up because they're like, yeah, we throw some jokes in there and little nods, and it's, it's funny. And I don't understand why people got the idea. I'm like, oh, yeah, you don't understand when someone's like, you guys make a really cute
Like, did
couple,
you
and
not
neither of them
watch
deny it.
The whole thing with Supernatural, did you not take anything from
and
that?
hey,
Like,
they
what
even
is
put
wrong
the
with you?
confession in there. Like, they even did it.
Yeah, well, way at the end.
Yeah,
and then
even they even
immediately
did better.
cut
It
that,
Was we?
so- But this is
But
why.
they put it in the text. They were like, "Hey, there's something."
Like barely anything, but this is why Our Flag Means Death is so incredible, and it's sad that it has to be incredible because they hinted at it. They put in these little nuggets that are in so many of these shows, like 911, like Supernatural, but they made it canon. They made it explicit, and they made it mutual, like explicitly mutually canonical in the first season. They didn't, fuss around about it. They didn't, drag it out and make us, like beg for it and fanfic ourselves into oblivion just to get something. They made it in your face with no qualms
right
about
in
it.
your face. Just balls in your face.
I'm usually okay with any kind of ship that I ship. I'm okay with the slow burn, and I tend to prefer it in fiction, especially if I'm reading. But I did not mind at all that this was not a slow burn. This was 1, 2, 3, pop, 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 because it was just trope after trope of delicious trope that I enjoyed, even to the end. And they ended it like, because when you have an established couple, that's when people start to sort of taper off and lose interest a little bit, because it's sort of like, all right, well, we got the big bang. So, now what? We just watch you hold hands. And sometimes that's cute, but like, where's the drama? Where's the spice? Let's go. They ended it in such a great way where you're like, oh my God, what's going to happen when it comes back now?
Yeah.
I just was so pissed it was over and I couldn't find out immediately what's coming.
Yeah.
I
You
want
know
more.
what? Oh, I was just gonna say this is a weird comparison, but I'm still rewatching Gossip Girl. If people have been following me as I jump from podcast to podcast in this time period, talking about how I'm watching Gossip Girl, but a couple that was the show was really good at doing that with Chuck and Blair, because you always knew that they were meant for each other, and they still kept them like they're not together, they are together. Like, what's happening? Why? And so it's really good at like. You're very clear that like obviously this is endgame, but the show isn't letting them be like we're holding hands and like we're done. And I can feel that coming here.
Little Ross and Rachel with that too.
Yeah.
I mean,
Which may be why I like the slow burn.
I like it to an extent. I love slow burns and everything like that, but I think what the issue is so much, especially when you look at queer couples, is you can't tell if it's going to be a slow burn or if it's going to be a queer bait.
Yeah.
So it's something that's really, I think, appreciated. And I've said this before when we've talked about Our Flag Means Death. Like, all the people who are watching it and afraid to hope that this was actually something that was going to happen, and they weren't being, I think in an interview Jenkins said, who was the creator of the show, weren't being made to feel stupid for seeing something.
Yeah.
I read that today. That was on my timeline. I was like, this guy is so fucking keyed. Like, he's so tapped in and he gets it. And it was so refreshing to read.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like crazy. A showrunner and creator who actually respects their fans.
Yeah, off the heels of that 911 shit, like,
Yeah.
A lot of my friends on Twitter that are 911 fans that I saw really upset are now watching Our Flag Means Death, and I was really happy for them. Just like, it's time to get the validation. And yes, I do love a good slow burn. And maybe for me, who's watching it, and I'm like, from a straight perspective, I don't have all of that need in me. I'm represented too much. Mm-hmm. So I can look at it and go, oh, I like a slow burn usually, but I was okay with this. Like, my take isn't the one that matters there.
Yeah.
So it was just nice to see so many of my queer friends feel so validated and so good about it.
Same. Because
it's been so nice.
I'm straight too, so it is like, and couples, like, they're all over the place. And even you look at like Mulder and Scully is a very classic slow burn, but I think it's the moonlighting curse is what a lot of people call it. You can't let the couple get together because then the show won't be interesting anymore. And I just think that's lazy writing. I don't think that couples aren't interesting when they're together. You can look at, and I don't think any of you watch Outlander, but Outlander has their main couple together from the beginning, and there's still plenty of shit, and they're very deeply in love with each other.
Yeah.
And there's still a lot of tension. There's still a lot of drama. But if you're counting on keeping your main couple apart as your main source of drama, I think that's just really lazy writing, because your lives don't become less interesting or boring just because you're paired up with somebody. And that's not the be all end all goal for everybody.
I think it totally depends on the writer that you have, the capability of what they can do in the world that they're in. I mean, the context matters. Like, there are couples that I just enjoyed watching it get dragged out to a point where it was ridiculous. And I ate that shit up. I was like, excellent. Keep it coming.
Booth and Bones on Bones. I loved watching their like angst where they'll like kiss and one wants to be together and the other one doesn't want to be together. But after 8 seasons, I was like, you know what? Just fucking do it. Shit or get off the pot at this point. But then they did, and it got boring.
You see?
And I was so annoyed then, because I was like, why? Like, because all of their differences, all of the things that gave them friction, suddenly they got together, and suddenly she's not super logical and he's not super emotional. And like, they suddenly meshed so perfectly together with none of that conflict. I'm like, that's just bullshit. Why did their personalities completely change?
Meg is gesticulating wildly with a beer bottle in her hand.
It's the one beer I have tonight.
Whoa. And everything else is wine?
No, I got nothing.
You drank that box of wine.
I didn't drink it. It's sitting next to me. I forgot to put it in the fridge, so it's not cold.
Ew, gross.
Well, I mean, I think the reason I like slow burn so much is because I usually don't read established relationship fics unless I know the author, because then I know that there's still going to be like that tension and anticipation.
Same.
It's because when they're like slow burn or when it's like the buildup, you just know it's like automatically built in. Like, you're on the precipice so long, like, oh my god, like you're
edgy.
Yeah, it's edgy. You're either waiting for them to kiss, or it's a sex first fic where you're like, oh my god, here come the feelings, like they have to admit it to each other, and it's like edging. You're exactly right. And then when it hits it, like, I know it wasn't the best way that it could have been done, but I will never hit the euphoria that I did on November 5th, 2020 ever again. Like, it will not happen. And I don't know what to do about it. My life's empty now. I'm sorry, all men and women who enter my life after this, and have to live up to that.
Hey,
somehow.
it was an exciting election.
Yes, it was an exciting. And Putin resigned before he went and ruined the world. And
Destiel almost saved us from everything.
I know, right?
He almost
the
did.
reason
That was like
Putin
the
came
most
back
amazing
Cass wasn't in the finale. It was like
Exactly.
You're
exactly right.
Putin realized this was the bad place, so he still has somewhere to go.
Back.
No, but I also agree that I really liked this, and that I didn't necessarily need the slow burn. Like, it's like a nice like little simmer for me. I don't think I'm as like I've seen people on my timeline really, really into it.
And I don't think I'm that level yet, but I definitely like feel the potential. Like it's there's like there's a candle lit under it, and I'm watching them, and I'm like just super happy to see them. So I'm waiting for the thing that like fireworks it, you know. But they are extremely cute, and I love them, and it was so great to see. And another one of my favorite things about the show that I've been seeing a lot of people talk about is that this is based on like true events, but the writers did no research on these events. Like at all. I think they opened Wikipedia and maybe read the first paragraph. Yeah. No. And I had noticed this before. I saw it. Somebody pointed it out on Twitter, but the credits do say any relation to like real characters is entirely coincidental. And I'm like, I don't worry if I freeze because I'm still talking and the Audacity is picking me up. But yeah, I really like the show. I'm really happy that it came across my timeline.
I think one of the funniest things I saw the writers and showrunners talk about with this show, because there isn't actually a lot of information on record about the actual life of pirates during the golden age of pirates. So they're like, well, this is just as valid as any other interpretation. True. And it is true that pirates did have like onboard marriages and common law marriages between each other, and they were fairly democratic.
Well, I just saw the conversation between the writer and Taga, where they were like trying to figure out why Stede ran away and why he was friends with Ed, and they were like, they were in love, probably. Like, let's just do that.
Yeah. And the word matey may have come from the French word métellage, which is like the pirate marriage, which can be a gay marriage.
Mm-hmm. It almost always was, because women weren't allowed on ships because
they're bad luck.
They are demons. Yeah. They have crystals in them that attract demons.
Like, it's the fact that it was like validated even to the point of a marriage, you know, whether or not it was honored anywhere else doesn't matter. The fact is that it existed and that it was treated as a valid thing.
I mean,
whether people liked it or not.
Spanish Jackie had 20 husbands. Like, I don't really think they were. They were
19.
Your Honor, why can't we get married? She's courting men.
Her favorite. My favorite husband. No, it's just Leslie Jones.
She was such a good character, man.
So good.
When I saw Fred Armisen and her show up, I was like, hell yeah. Let's go. Here we go. It was too good. All the little cameos from people.
Calls her baby. Don't call me that. None of my other husbands call me
Did you notice? Did you? I keep forgetting her name, but that one chick that's in all the shows on NBC was the French lady.
Oh, Kristen Shaw.
Yeah. Rachel, she was a page on 30 Rock, and she
I saw with the eye patch.
No, not her. That's
her
Kristen Johnson.
Nick Kroll,
the French lady with the white makeup.
You're talking about the sister and the brother. About the Bob's Burgers voice lady.
Yes, the sister and the brother pair.
Yeah, I know her from Bob's Burgers.
The eye patch lady was the eye patch lady was Kristen Johnson, who I love. I saw her live in a play.
Yes.
But
what's the other one's the other one's first name is Kristen too?
Yeah.
Kristen Shaw.
Yeah. Why is our love forbidden? Because you're my brother. It's fucking disgusting. I love that scene so much.
Was that Nick Kroll?
Nick Kroll, yeah.
It was so good because I always imagined his character, who I've not seen one episode of the show, but whatever, I've seen the TikToks of the one scene where he's playing the white girl with the blonde hair, and he's like, what do you mean? Obama's not coming to my party? Oprah said no?
Oh my God.
What do you mean?
Big Mouth.
Big Mouth, yeah. Jen Mulaney's show.
I love that show. It is like Taika Waititi just like went on his contacts list and he's like, hey, I'm going to make a pirate show. Want to come on and hang out? And everyone said yes.
Both of them were also in What We Do in the Shadows.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
I tried starting that today. I'm going to see if it sticks.
It's so good. So funny. It's so
great.
good.
I love that.
Because I wanted more of his humor.
Yes.
Of his specific special brand of humor.
You will be delighted. You will be delighted.
Oh, good. Okay.
It's very fun.
That'll be next. Let's see. All right. So it was another situation for me where Lauren watched the thing first. So she had it all sorted first and she got it in her head real quick. And for me, I was not immediately convinced of anything. I don't know if it's because
she's also watching the show and she's like, are they this? And I'm like, do you want me to tell you? Or are you?
Yeah, I just
wait, that's an option?
At her.
Oh. It's like, I can't just be like, Lauren,
Well,
I
I hate spoilers in general, so she knows if I'm asking her a question, she has to ask me that back. Like, do you actually want me to answer? Because I'll freak out if I get a spoiler. But
She's on like episode 1. She's like, I just don't think Stede feels guilty enough about leaving his children. I'm like, watch the fucking show, Rachel.
Now, to be fair, I was putting that caveat at the end of every paragraph I was sending her. I'm like, and now remember, I'm on episode 1, so I don't know.
Lauren must have loved that.
You know what? As someone who sorts off of vibes first, it's hard for me to not immediately make these snap judgments. But I feel very confident in where I landed on these characters, and I'm very.
What characters are we
excited.
sorting? Because we never said, Rachel.
All right, Lauren, who are we sorting today?
No, I asked you.
No, I asked you. No takes backsies.
Viewers have no idea
right.
we took an 8-hour break. And they're just like,
Nope.
a minute ago.
Meg straight up fucking roasted me for like an hour. And you'll never know why, because it all got cut. So
So like
today,
30 seconds ago, didn't Lauren ask Rachel who we're sorting?
it just, I hope it's edited so that you go, Rachel, who are we sorting today? So Lauren, who are we sorting today? That's exactly what I want.
Goal.
I'll be waiting. Hannah, that's my request. Today, we are sorting Oluwande, Ed, and Stede. I love those 3. I loved Oluwande so much. I told Lauren from the jump, I was like, I love this guy.
I told Rachel she had dibsies on the third person. She got to pick who her favorite was.
Yeah,
Because
so-
I was like, I can tell you right now that
I think Lauren
you're in
wanted
love
Jim.
with Blackbeard. I do. I love Jim.
Yeah, and Jim would have been a great choice, and Lucius would have been a great choice. They all are strong choices. How do you guys feel about Izzy?
I love Izzy.
Okay, I love Izzy.
I love Izzy.
him.
Okay.
I want him to die, but I
Rachel,
also love him.
Rachel
Okay.
has thoughts
All right.
about this dynamic that cannot be made public, but she will be sharing them with
No,
you.
I'll tell you later.
Ooh, I wanna know.
he was also based on an actual person.
Yes,
See,
Izzy
Lauren
Hands,
was
who was 16 years
a
old.
hard 16. It was a hard 16.
That's hilarious.
I did not realize that.
Izzy Hands
Yeah.
with 9 toes.
Izzy Hands is 16. Yeah.
That's so
Stede,
funny.
Stede Bonnet is 21.
Wow.
And Reese Darby is
I
not.
love it.
Yeah.
A very hard 21, a very rough 16. This is great.
Well, yeah, because Steve Bonnet lived till what, like 22?
Yeah.
Because he was
Yeah.
killed like in the next year, quote unquote, in the show. And Bonnet, or Black Bonnet, I keep calling
Well,
him
that's
Black
what we
Bonnet.
think because
Blackbeard was
he
like
had some
30
fuckery.
when he died.
There was some fuckery. That's just why we think he died.
He died doing what he loved.
No. Meg, there was
Did
there was
everyone
fuckery.
fucking read this but me? What the hell?
Okay, there was a time I was very, very obsessed with pirates.
All right.
There was a time.
Fair enough.
Rachel doesn't want to learn
The
about them.
time
She
was
just wants to bang them.
2021.
I want to walk the plank, babies. So, it was just a really
like, "Don't
funny
make them real
conversation
people."
because, man, I was talking to Lauren and she's like, "Wow, this woman will not shut the fuck up," because I'm sending her paragraph after paragraph after paragraph of what I'm thinking, and she's like, if you think you're being bad now, wait till you meet Blackbeard because you're going to be really annoying about that. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. And then he appears and I was like, oh my God. And I didn't shut up and I'm not going to shut up tonight. So that being said, Lauren, who should we start with?
Stede, I guess, right? Or here,
Okay.
or our guest can choose.
Lauren, have you seen Yes Man with Jim Carrey? And Zooey
Probably.
Deschanel? Damn it, never mind. You know what, guys? If you've seen Yes Man, and you know the guy who's his boss, and he's like, Carl, I've got my Costco membership discount card, Carl. It allows me to make many purchases, Carl.
Do you know all these
Then-
stupid lines from random movies?
Honestly, because I go to Costco like every week, and I say it every week. I'm like,
Okay.
to my husband, I'm like, George, do you have the Costco membership discount card for the savings? George, do you have it?
Okay.
So someone tweet at me that you know.
I'll give you that because there are certain just friends with Ryan Reynolds and Anna Faris. You know, if somebody,
I swear.
yeah. If somebody says like forgiveness, I'm like forgiveness
Yes.
is never saying sorry. Like, you know?
Right.
Carl was just like done. No.
Yeah. we pick things up, okay, and they stay with us forever.
Oh
right.
no, Carla and I have talked about this while you were sleeping. We have so many lines that we continually say.
Yeah.
She immediately tuned back in like,
Doc,
yes.
Doc, I said the magic words while you were sleeping. Carla's like, what?
Yes, exactly. Suddenly, I'm like, I'm here.
Doc
I'm very
Hollywood.
present.
I say lines from Doc Hollywood all the time, and literally no one has seen that movie but me and my family.
Doc Hollywood. Let's talk about while you were sleeping.
I do it with Wayne's World, and no one ever knows what the hell I'm saying, and it's
Wayne's
fine.
World. I love Wayne's World.
Back
Party
to the
time.
inner.
Excellent.
No
I
one
had to
knows
beat him
that.
to death with his own shoes.
See,
Yes.
Hannah, I'm sorry.
Wow. Right when I was about to make my Delaware joke. All right. Fine. Whatever. Hi. We're in Delaware. So, Stede. We're gonna start with Stede. He's very cute. He's very fun. He has a great fashion sense. And I have a lot of opinions about him, but I want to hear from Meg and Carla first. So which of you would like to go? Oh, Meg is like, get at it. Don't even look at me first. All right, Carla.
I will start, Meg, just for you. All right. I love Stede so much. I think Stede is fantastic because it takes a very special kind of person to decide, you know what? I know nothing about being a pirate other than there are apparently swords involved. And that sounds like so much fun. So I'm going to have a boat made.
Man booty.
And I'm going to ask my family as a courtesy, even though I know my wife will say no, if they want to come and sail the high seas with me. And then I'm going to get on this boat and I'm going to be a pirate and I will hire a crew and they will be happy because I will pay them a fair wage. And isn't that what every pirate wants? It's just to like sail the seas and be paid a fair wage. And now I'm a pirate.
Carly, you know,
And he thinks that that's how it works.
I saw
Person positive.
I saw
management.
a post by someone where they were talking more about like historical time period and how society is structured or whatever, and they were talking about like how racism clearly exists because you see the English doing it, and the but they were like Stede just like forgot to teach racism on his ship, like he just didn't do it, like he didn't inject it into the society he created on his ship.
No, but he's cognizant enough of it to when they have that dinner party for the English officers who board them to have the non-white officers do the serving and not be seated at the table. So like I think it's one of those white liberal things where it's like, well, you know, it's just can you just play the role? Can you just like make my life easier and just play the role? And it doesn't really matter how they feel about it. It's like, it makes my life easier. Can you just like go along with it? So like, it's nice as a concept, but in execution, it still is perpetuating racism. But beyond that, I love his devotion to books, his like absolute obsession with them, and the fact that like his idea of looting is to basically have a, you know, take one, leave one library system like they do at my county park, where you can just, you know, go and drop off a book and take a book home with you. And it's like, oh, this is looting. And it's like, bro, it's not. And yeah, he's just like kind of up and a sunny guy. And like, you know, like, I guess it's a problem that I don't know how to sword fight. Like way too late to really be learning this, you know, like, okay, you're about to be boarded and be sword fighted with, and now is not the time to be learning these crucial skills. But he is absolutely determined that he is going to be a pirate and that this is the right life and that he is correct forever and ever, amen. He also has like major daddy issues, and he has major issues with men in authority positions. Which is also kind of hilarious because they end up dead. Like Oluwande says, like near him, it's like you don't kill them; they just die in your vicinity, you know. And it's true, and it's also very hilarious. But okay, so I feel like I'm just gonna say I think he's a Gryffindor. I think that he just has like all of this. He's like the most positive Gryffindor I've ever seen. He doesn't have like all that much angst, and like the daddy issues are there, and they kind of peek out now and then. But for the most part, he's like, oh, I'm going to go and be a seafaring pirate. And I'm going to just do this. With no concept of what it entails. And no worry about the fact that he knows nothing. Even as his crew is telling him, should we maybe do some raiding and looting? And he's like, oh, great idea. Here's a fishing boat with 2 people and some stinky fish. Let's steal their plant. Look, we're pirates. Ho ho.
You hear that, Gryffindors? Carla thinks all your dads suck and you don't know what the hell you're doing out there. She said it live.
Fake it till you make
live
it.
Podcast.
I wouldn't say it to your back. I'll always say it to your face.
That's good. All right, so
I think that's so funny. I didn't get Gryffindor for Stede really at all. I think he's.
God, I'm gonna be wrong. Like when Meg disagrees with me, it's when I'm always wrong because then she's right, and then I'm like, damn it, how did I not see that?
But Meg's always wrong. That's what she says.
I'm always wrong.
yeah, let's see
she
Meg.
says. It's hilarious.
Let's test it.
So,
let's see Meg.
No, I absolutely love Stede. I think he is just. I read this thing about how the reason why he has all these children's books that he reads is because he wanted his kids. He was planning on his kids being on the ship with him, and I'm like, oh God.
Yeah, that hurt.
And his son's like, who are you again? I thought Doug was our dad.
Yeah, he's got it. He
Doug.
gives his own daddy issues to his children. But I don't. I feel like initially I was like maybe Gryffindor or Hufflepuff because he is very and very sweet and happy and but he's also pretty pragmatic and practical. Like he understands that going on this life is not going to be a long one. You look at him at the dinner party and kind of how he's able to. I have no good reasoning because I'm not good at making words go today. But I don't feel like he acts from a place of emotions. I think it'd be really hard for a Gryffindor to leave their family and leave their kids and not be super torn and not be super torn up about it. Like he's sad about it, but he's not sad enough to turn the boat around. He only gets okay, I should probably go figure shit out when he realizes that Mary has declared him dead. And he's like, oh, maybe she's mad. Fuck.
Damn it, I am so angry now. I'm so angry.
I was telling Lauren this. I was like, I love that he needs the ghost of this guy with a knife through his eye to come and be like, this is a metaphor. This is a metaphor. You have some guilt, my guy. He's like, really, do I?
I'm guilty. Oh, that's why I'm singing Ghosts of My Children Stab Me.
For fart's sake.
But I had him as a Ravenclaw, honestly. I don't know if it's correct. I don't think it is correct. I'm sure it's wrong.
What? It could be because it's also very intransigent. So... Not that I would know.
Books.
I am not
Apparently, that's all you
intransigent,
need.
even though I'm a
That's a
Ravenclaw.
big word, Carla. That's a set word.
But he sets his mind to something and he decides that he's going to do it. He doesn't waver. He doesn't waver on going on this ship. He doesn't. But that's, yeah.
I'm leaving. I'm mad and I don't like this.
I'm sure that I'm
wait
wrong,
a second.
but...
The final vote's not in. Carla, do you change yours?
No.
Look, listen to who you're asking.
No.
I'm big Ravenclaws, man. I can't.
She's like, I'll make it fit. I'll make it fit.
original assessment.
Square peg, round hole. I'll make it fit.
I'm not going to move. You're
I
going to
put my name on the square peg, and now it has to fit in the round hole.
knowing that I'm probably wrong, I feel better knowing that Carla is absolutely probably wrong.
No, I think that is Ravenclaw. Because I had forgotten about his intransigence, and I had forgotten about the thing where he's just like, "All right, bye. I'm leaving now," and doesn't. Just like, okay, I'm gonna pack my bag
and
and
then
go.
he comes up with the most ridiculous and elaborate fuckery plans.
Yes,
and they're amazing.
And then also when they're going on the little excursion that he plans for Ed, and Ed starts to get a little bit, he's like dragging his feet, and Lucius is like, "Bro, he did this for you," and Stede isn't like, "Oh, Ed doesn't seem to be enjoying this. We should probably cancel this and just do
going.
something else. He's like, we're going to do this until you enjoy it.
It's going to be fun.
It's enjoyable.
It.
It's a good time. Get on board.
Come dig up a petrified orange with me.
Freaking
that he
motherfathers.
talks to when he's sad.
Aw. Well, you know, Lauren, do you have any thoughts?
What?
I don't like
Do you
the
have any
looks on your
thoughts?
guys' faces every time we come on.
Rachel called him a Ravenclaw for a while, and it was pissing me off because I was
Okay,
like, "You need
so-
to watch more of the show."
I'm leaving.
No,
Bye-bye, lady.
well,
Okay, no, listen. I was watching the first episode, and I
was
said,
pissing
"Is
me
he a
off.
Ravenclaw?" And again, it was the first.
And I was like,
you know what,
interesting.
Lauren? I'm not gonna talk to you
No, I
anymore
want you
about
to.
this beforehand. Nope,
But just-
you're done. You're done.
Don't argue.
You come to
don't
me.
argue with me before you have all the information. That's what I'm like. I want to argue with you, and you don't want me to spoil. So I'm
You
just
see-
sitting there taking
you
these
see-
arguments that are wrong.
This is your fucking problem. I wasn't looking for an argument. I was looking for a discussion.
I
You
couldn't discuss
just wanna
anything.
fight.
I couldn't discuss anything without spoiling you. What am I supposed to
Okay,
do?
so I'm not going to talk to you about it anymore.
Oh,
Don't worry. I've already
I
established
want
it.
you to talk
So-
to me.
Oh, but I do want to say, Meg, I followed your train of thought for
I already
the entire first
spoiled the
episode.
Gossip Girl people for you. You made me.
Carla Flame.
Yeah, I
Just
wanted
tell me what he is.
No, we're
Just put me out of my
edging. We're
misery.
edging. This is a
No,
slow
we're edging,
burn.
baby.
We're 45
I
minutes
was
into
right there
it.
with you
need
because I
water.
was like, I said, okay, transient. He didn't care. I'm like, who's the most likely to just fuck off and leave? It's a Ravenclaw, because I always think that. I always say that. And it just became more and more clear as I got through the other episodes. There was guilt about leaving his family. There was, it's just that he didn't recognize it immediately.
Let's just say what he
Do I
is
need
so
to
we
give
can
him,
talk about why. Because
Yeah, sorry. He's a Hufflepuff.
No, what?
And
Yeah,
I want to
sorry.
stress, and I want
Oh.
to stress really, really hard that it is not like a "Ooh, I'm sweet and cute" Hufflepuff at all.
No,
Like he's
no.
not at all like that. Like he,
No, this is a very Castiel. I want to belong somewhere, and I'm gonna fuck off and not let any of you know where I am and what I'm doing, because I'm gonna pursue this thing. This makes the most sense to me. Like,
this
you
is
don't
what I can
pick
do.
up a phone and fucking call Dean. You could be dead.
This is what I can
Right,
do.
Kaz?
Right? No, and he's like, and he
Same
like,
shit
and he
here.
did go out there like not knowing anything about piracy, but he was like, I am gonna learn anything. And like he got fucking stabbed. He was like, did I do it right? I went to my left side, like you know. And he,
Yeah.
and he,
Can we also talk about
and he like
it's the
learned
big-
how to murder people. Like Oluwande and Jim were like teaching him. He's like, I'm gonna do a
Right.
murder.
Well, what got me was I said he's just stumbling into having loyalty from people and stumbling
Yeah,
into these
for
situations,
whatever
and I was like,
reason.
that's very either Ravenclaw or Gryffindor to just stumble into shit and have it work out for you with no plan. Even if it looks like you have a plan, because you know what, a bullshit with your face. But he never looked like he had a plan. He never acted like he had a plan. He was very clearly like, he was being a
and
kindergarten
he's like,
teacher.
and he is very like, not in the way that a Gryffindor is when they're self-confident. He's just like certain in what he can do. He's like, I wear costumes and I can give you all costumes. Look at my giant wardrobe, and my fuckery is going to be a pageantry, like, you know. And you can see him,
and
like he was like, I'm going to teach Blackbeard how to be society. And then that episode
Right.
was so fucking funny because they got on the ship, and then Blackbeard was good after it. After Stede was like, oh, like these people are like, you know, passive aggressive, and like it's not fun, and don't be sad because you won't be good at it. And then Ed was,
Massive
I'm gonna go through
My massive aggression.
I'm gonna go /Ed/Blackbeard throughout this entire show. But he was like, don't be upset that you can't do it. And then Ed was really good at it, and he got a little petty and like bitchy about it, and was like, whatever.
he does.
He's
He
like,
gets
he's
bitchy
like,
about
this
things.
is
Yes.
my world, and you should
Yeah.
know. I fit in this world, so fuck you.
But see, like, I would
Well, and
consider
he
that
was
to
so
be
happy
also a
to
Ravenclaw
swoop in
thing.
and save it.
It can feel Ravenclaw, right? I
Yeah.
agree with you. If it wasn't Hufflepuff, if I wasn't so sold on it at this point, it would have to be Ravenclaw. It really doesn't fit in the other two.
One thing it's
Um,
not. Gryffindor.
No, it's not.
A Ravenclaw does not
There
need
is-
to
I will
belong
tell
or
you,
feel
there
like they
is
need to
only
belong as
one
badly
Gryffindor
as
on that
Stede
ship.
does.
God.
Yeah, I clocked his
freaking-
ass today.
Ugh.
So, no, but Lauren, do you agree? I don't think a Ravenclaw needs to feel accepted and part of a community
No.
as badly
No.
That is correct.
as
And you
Stede
know
really
what?
clearly does.
Foreshadowing.
That is
We'll see
correct.
this later. But he doesn't. No, Ravenclaws don't give a shit. They don't give a shit. Like they're just doing their own thing, and like life is moving, and it's a wave, and we're cresting that wave. Like let's keep going. Like Stede is like making an effort to be a part of where he is at all times. Like he gets so pissy.
Like it when you guys.
He gets so pissy about
clearly correct.
Will Arnett. Jack. Yeah, he gets so
Jack,
pissy.
Calico Jack.
Yeah, he gets so pissy about Jack. Like he's so like like petty, jealous boyfriend, but also he's like, this guy's way cooler than me. He's got a whip and shit, and Blackbeard's not paying attention to me.
He's better look at him.
Well, and then he pulls the pettiest. I don't like who you are when you're with him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And Ed's like, what if this is who I am? And he's like, yeah, but it's not who I want you to be. Like, it's a Hufflepuff thing. Like, I know what your role is, so how about you do it? Because this is pissing me off. Like, Like Dean, we know you're not a good little soldier. Like, stop trying. This is pissing me off. We're not gonna put you in a still box and throw you in the ocean. Like, let's stop that game. Like, I don't know.
Now I'm gonna fuck off and not call you,
right?
And you're gonna be here waiting for me when I get back.
Be angry, and then miss me.
No, and it was so.
You see it when he goes back home too.
Yeah, no, it was.
He tries
so
to belong
funny.
again.
He fucking goes home because people think he's dead. Like that's why he was like, I gotta go back.
Can't let them think this. My God.
Well, I don't even think I think that was part of it, but I think what Chauncey said to him about how he ruins everything, I think that really made him feel like that's where I feel like he started to really feel a lot of guilt. But he wasn't even. Ed. He wasn't feeling
like we couldn't show up and go, Ed, I gotta go home. Like he's
but he wasn't even feeling guilty about his family so much. But it was when Chauncey was like, "You took the greatest pirate in the world and you turned him into this."
I have to say too, like what a dick when he returned. Like even if Mary was happy to see him, he's like, "Hello, darling, I'm back. Aren't you happy to see me?" And he takes up the whole bed, and he's like, "Well, I think you should stop calling yourself widow." And she's like, "That's my fucking brand." And like I don't like
she's like literally just die.
Ass. She served his ass. Die. She was like, I have a life here, and I'm gonna keep fucking Doug.
But that's the thing too, is like then she also had to explain to him, "Oh, you're in love, by the way. All of these weird feelings that you're feeling, you're in love." And I felt like that was kind of a Ravenclaw situation too, but I can see where it would be a Hufflepuff.
No, and the thing that got me to that Hufflepuff was the lighthouse thing. And especially how he was like seeing it as like a role that he had to fit into, where he was like, I was supposed to be the lighthouse for my family and I failed it. And that's where the guilt is coming from. And then Ed was like, you're misinterpreting the role, stupid. And then like the skies cleared and he was like, oh my God, you're right. Like, I just need to look at it a new way and I'm doing it right. So you go me.
It's also like the absolute gall to do all this shit and to think that you're not going to have any consequence for it. Yeah. Like going back home, I'm sorry, this is inexplicably Hufflepuff to go home to do that. Be like, I don't like the widow name and I don't like these things and I'm gonna put my opinions here and whatever and you can't be mad at me. Look at me, you love me. Like it's very Hufflepuff.
And also be like, hey, I noticed you fucking your paint instructor as if I haven't been gone for how long.
Right. I've kind of
as
noticed
if you're not a gay man. Like calm down.
The audacity of Stede when he comes home.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a fucking lot. And it's a very specific Hufflepuff way. To moi. That is how I feel about it.
I don't think that the insecurity was specifically Hufflepuff too, because it was his dad being like, "You're a little wimpy boy, like you're a little baby boy," and he's like, Gryffindors would respond to that very differently. This is not me saying that
we would model everything around it.
I was gonna say this isn't me. Like I don't know. I feel like a Gryffindor grew up like that, they would be like very just Bucky or very Tony. Like that's just how
really angry.
Yeah, really angry. And he's like
little
not
baby
angry.
Yeah, little baby boat.
He's not like mad about it. He's just like sad about life and where he fits, and he wants to fit somewhere better.
But Lauren, we've talked about this with like just in general when it comes to Hufflepuffs. I think there is a disconnect where if they understand themselves, they don't feel the need to like let that out and explain it to you, to have to always explain their motivations. They just go and do it and they get shit done. And this is something that I saw in him throughout the whole show. Like, he's not explaining himself ever. He's just doing shit. And some things are working out and some things aren't, but he's going to keep doing what he wants to do without explanation. And I'm always like, You gotta talk, man. You gotta tell us what's going on.
Well,
Puffs, please.
No, and yeah, exactly. And he's so funny because I didn't say this to Rachel, but it was thoughts that I was having when she was like, I don't understand how he left his kids so easy. Like, he just replaced his kids with the crew members. Like, he literally reads them bedtime stories and is taking them through. Yeah, and taking them through, like, when we're mad, we talk it out. Like, you know, like.
Well, he was such a teacher.
We talk it through as a crew.
It's just me all day. If you can hear me clap once, if you can hear me clap 2 times, all day. I'm like, oh, God damn it. He's straight up Hufflepuff. And I'm glad, Lauren, that you said it's not in the, like, sweet, sickly, stereotype of a Hufflepuff way. It's not that at all, because this man straight up left his family. He said, bye, I'm going on this boat and I'm going to be a pirate. Like, that's not very sweet and nice now, is
Rachel sent me a post earlier from, like, Izzy Hands, like, sees him as, like, you temptress, you seductress, or whatever, and this man's, like, like, he's not doing shit.
I can't. It's got to be Hufflepuff there. But I love that you picked up on the Ravenclaw of it all, because it got me at first, too. So that was cool. Good job, Meg.
I almost got it.
Carla, the guilt that we would feel if we pulled that shit as Gryffindors. Come on.
The guilt that I feel when I spend a weekend by myself.
I can't even. I fucking when you were just leave your duties,
your responsibilities, you just leave.
No, full I went to my family. No, if I go away for a weekend,
you can't do it. No. I went to Starbucks today, and I left Mia with my mom. 15 minutes tops, because she's been sick. So I gotta go to Starbucks. I got a headache. I get there the entire time, like, and oh God, and what if my mother, like, leaves the door open and that's it? And she goes out the doggy door. And yes, there's a padlock on the back gate, but what if she climbs over the back gate? And I gotta get there, and I'm running through the parking lot, and I almost get into a fight with this fucking Karen who almost hit me with her car because she doesn't know pedestrians have the right of way. So I said to her, "Are you allowed to still have a fucking license? You're yelling at me." Anyway.
This got very
but
New
all
York
this because,
very quickly.
Yeah, there's 0%
Oh,
chance
I can quote her because she informed me when it happened. She flipped this lady off and said, "Are you still allowed to have a license at your big age?" And then
no, because she almost hit me. And then she pulls up and rolls down her window with her Karen fucking bleached fried hair.
And her Coke bottle
where you're going.
I heard that too.
Yeah, with her glasses, and I was looking at her and I was like, "Are you allowed to have a license right now?" She sped off real quick, because she's probably not allowed to have a license anymore. As I told Lauren with her Benjamin Franklin fucking bifocal looking ass. I don't think so. Not today.
Shout out to our number one listener, who is that lady, who is now no longer a listener.
Stop listening.
Her and all of New Zealand has just turned off.
No, we cut the New Zealand stuff. Meg, God damn it. I know New Zealand accents and stuff. I know lots of things. So, yeah, leaving my child for 15 minutes caused all of that chaos. So, mad at that lady.
The guilt is the reason why I played basketball with my daughter today when I just want to curl up into a ball, because I'm like, oh, what if she never wants to spend time with me again? I'll be the worst mom ever if I just say, give me a heating
Meg, let's
pad
get on a fucking pirate ship and leave them forever.
This man was like, Doug is your dad now. That's fine with me. Like, he's like, I found someone else to fill the role. Bye.
I don't understand Hufflepuffs on a chemical level. Like, I don't know. I love you guys. You guys are so fucking funny, but I don't get it.
Because, as you explain, they make choices you understand but would never make. So
they don't explain themselves. They're like, and
every
who
time
are
I
you?
talk to
I don't
you,
need to explain shit to you.
Every time I talk to you guys, I question whether or not my husband actually is a Hufflepuff. But I don't know. Lauren called him a Hufflepuff, and she knows all of the things better.
She's thinking about it now. Later face, she's like,
because I don't know Marty as well as Meg, but I mean, maybe Marty puts on his
I don't know Hogwarts houses from
when I'm around. He's like interacting with people mask.
He does not.
I got puffy vibes from him when we talked in our Doctor Who episode.
Puffy vibes. I like that.
Puffy vibes. Yeah. I know George is a Ravenclaw because he just started fucking candle making in my kitchen this morning. I woke up and he ordered fucking candle making shit. And
Did
he's
he put
making
the cabinets back on the doors?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, that shit's back up. We have a tile backsplash now.
Hey,
and
me too.
a candle making business. Because we paid for Canva, and he's like, make stickers for my candles. I'm gonna sell them on Etsy.
I mean,
oh, all right.
I bound a book one day for fun.
George's money making schemes. He's like, this is how I'm going to be rich. And he just starts.
I love how he frames it that way, but it's actually just so he can learn how to do shit. Like, he just wants the skill, and he's like,
yeah, because
I'll
he
make
has to
money
give a
off it.
logical excuse to the illogical.
It's true.
Or it does. Yes,
That's what
it's
it is.
very Ravenclaw, where it's like, I have to
so.
explain this to you and myself,
Yeah.
or I'm not allowed to do it.
Yeah, no, that's exactly it. It's like, okay, I have to sell this. Nobody's asking me to sell anything. They're just asking a question. And I'm like, no, let me make it really good for you, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I say to him all the time, because he'll say to me, can I buy this? Can I buy that? I'm like, when have I ever said no? Like, why? When do I say absolutely not? And he's like, I gotta rationalize it. I'm like, you don't need to rationalize the $20 Amazon. Just fucking get what you need.
Now I'm starting to feel like I'm a Ravenclaw because I do all of that too. I mostly just really like to irritate Lauren.
George isn't feeling guilt. He just has to give himself the logical reasoning behind it.
Yeah.
So that,
I mean, I read it as guilt, and I'm always like, oh, you don't have to feel bad. He's like, I don't feel bad.
Right.
I just am telling you
I just
why.
need another vote because I've made a tribunal in my head, and now I need the vote.
Yeah.
I do it out of guilt.
He definitely always thinks. Is
That's
that a Ravenclaw
Gryffindor.
thing? Do you feel like you're always like having to defend yourself to some invisible jury?
Yes. Yes.
It's crazy.
Absolutely.
Imagine living like that. That would be me.
Rachel's like,
my
I only have
gosh.
to answer to myself, and myself says no to everything. So
No, like, okay, so this is why I think it's a really good idea. Now, how do I convince these invisible, non-existent people that it is a good idea? Should they ask me? Should they
can't have the
materialize?
hypocrisy. We cannot
Wait,
have
I'm
it.
No,
getting visions
no.
of little Carla with like stuffed animals set up on her bed, and she's like, "This is why we are putting the pink elephant here now. He's gonna get precedence, and I'm gonna explain it to you why."
Why can you
Okay,
understand
I had
this?
a library. I had a library when I was a preteen because my friends would come over and they would say, "Hey, Carla, can I borrow a book?" And immediately before it even happened to me, I was like, "You're gonna lose my book. So here's what we're gonna do. You're gonna check out my book, and you're gonna write your name in this ledger, and then the next time I see you, you better come with my book." And then you can sign off on having returned my book, and then you can check out another book.
Thing in college with DVDs. I had a
CDs for me.
I had a DVD rental business out of my dorm room because I had hundreds of DVDs, and I was like, and this was before Redbox and everything, and I was like, it's $1 a day. You're gonna sign your name on this sheet, and you're gonna write down what movie you borrowed from me, and this is the day you got it, and tell me your route. Like, I had a whole system.
Wow.
We've gone
Yeah, we're
way off
different. We're
track
different kind of Gryffindors, Meg, because I'm just like,
Yeah,
you guys need fucking blood today. What do you need from me? You don't gotta give me shit back. I don't know.
No,
What do you need?
I was just gonna say,
Like,
this must be part of Rachel's like Ravenclaw horniness because she gets the juror thing, but when I tell her that I imagine myself and talking to myself, she's like, I don't get it. Why do you do that?
Because how are you like? No, I talk in my head, sure,
Yeah,
but I don't have a Rachel.
you know,
Here,
I'm having a
sitting
conversation
in
with
front of me.
myself.
Weird.
How?
Because I
Yeah,
because
exactly.
the
No,
other one.
no. I'm saying, how is it weird? Like,
Oh,
it makes perfect sense to me.
The other one is the
No.
devil's advocate. I know exactly
Yes.
what to say in order to make myself not do it. So then I have to come up with the argument because I have the perfect argument that I shouldn't do it. So I have
Can
to.
you not
it
just
like-
think it?
is it like a
why do you need to
situation?
talk to you?
Why is it a situation where you're like in the mirror and you're in your brain,
No,
you're looking
it's
in a mirror and the mirror is
It's
talking
literally
back?
season 6 soulless Sam talking to Sam inside of his head. Like, I don't,
That is so fucking weird.
No,
But I totally get that. It
I
makes
just-
perfect sense because who better to poke holes
yeah.
into your...
I know you, and I'm going to destroy you.
Someone different from you with
No.
a different perspective.
No, because
No.
you have
Information you don't
No,
know.
I know myself best. Anyway,
Yes.
Edward Teach, Blackbeard. We need to get back
Okay,
on track
so-
here.
Yay! He's my favorite. He's my
He
favorite.
is
Go.
fantastic. All right. So
She's like,
I
look
love...
at this leather daddy beard. It's like, shut up.
He's like, do they see me as this vampire clown Viking? I'm like, yes. And you needed to love it like I do.
the most illogical wardrobe choices of wearing leather on his shirt.
Leather
when
on
he
the
does
shit.
that
So
cuff
sexy.
thing. No, when he shaved his beard, she was like, ew, put it back.
Hey, I'll take him either way. I will take him either way. I think he's
Well,
smart no
I
matter
feel
what.
like maybe
He
he's in the
is,
mood
he
to
is.
grow it back. But anyway, Carla. What do you
Oh, yeah.
But
Or,
yeah,
or Meg,
yeah.
you can go first. So Carla can have to rip.
Yeah, Meg,
No,
go
Meg
first.
is not thrilled by that idea.
No, Meg,
first.
Meg, go
Carla
first.
went first last time. I feel like this is fairness.
We've
Meg's
never
gonna
taken
cry.
turns like this before. I disagree.
That's what she said.
Woo!
Honestly, okay,
It's your turn to bottom.
I could go on and on about Blackbeard.
We will.
Forever, because
We will.
yes, he's amazing. I hate going first though, because I'm like, I don't know what to say. I just like to jump in on what you guys say.
Yes, we know.
'Cause- Yeah.
I know, that's why we're doing this to you. It's hilarious.
I hate it so much.
Meg's like, I'm a response person.
I am. I need to hear what you guys are saying so I can be like,
Okay.
here's my perspective.
Here's what I'm saying. He's very sexy.
He is very
Ooh,
sexy.
yes.
Take it and run with it.
Tattoos on that arm.
Him in his little crop top and his leather
Oh,
clothes.
the belly.
Yes.
And he's got that
I
little
very much
tiny
liked his
little bit
purple
of
shirt.
belly.
His purple shirt
yeah.
was
Oh,
a
And
yeah.
the bows in the beard.
Yeah.
The bows in the beard.
Yes.
We
It
could
all-
just
it
talk
all did it for
about
me.
his aesthetic.
His
All
massive
day.
aggression and how excited he was when he saw Stede's clothes.
Oh, it's
Like,
like
that
massive
was-
erection. Okay, go ahead.
I love him. Meg, what house is he in and why?
Oh God. Okay. I was torn, honestly, with what house he was. Big shock.
I was
and
never
I'm sure
torn.
I'm
He was
gonna
immediate for me.
I'm sure I'm gonna
Lauren,
pick the
I wasn't
wrong
going to
one.
say that to her. Come on.
I know I'm
Go
wrong.
ahead, Meg. Go ahead.
I have him down here as a Gryffindor. I think I don't like it when she does.
No, I'm super interested to hear what you, like, yeah, I want to hear.
I don't have good reasons.
She's
you
like,
guys.
it's just
I had-
vibes. It's just vibes.
It was vibe.
He gets pissed and shit.
I had him as Gryffindor or Hufflepuff, and I was kind of going between the two of them. But all you're talking about Stede with a Hufflepuff, and I don't feel like they're the same house. I feel like they're complementing houses, not necessarily the same house. But I know that there are all different kinds of shades of
Yes.
blah blah blah. I just want to talk about how hot he is.
Scale, patent
And
pending.
how horny I am for Blackbeard. I don't even like beards. I will take Blackbeard, Graybeard, Salt and Pepper beard, no beard. I will take all of it. He's just he does have a lot of guilt. He does have a lot of anxiety and abandonment issues. Not necessarily for his life as a pirate. You look at his response to the Kraken and realizing and admitting that he's the one who killed his dad. And I don't know. I had a hard time because I'm not good at these.
Same though.
But he's just I don't even necessarily think that he's looking. That's where the Hufflepuff, though, because it does feel like he's really looking for somewhere to belong. He's looking for a purpose, a poipus in his duties. And he's just fascinated by this weird little guy who is just the complete opposite
That
of him.
is true.
I love that moment when he is just like, you're a fucking lunatic, and I love it. You got 2 chandeliers in here. What's the point of doing that?
He's like, yeah, he's like, this guy's got a little ship of the ship. Like, he's so cool.
He's so fascinated
Elated by everything,
and
yeah.
that's what I don't think so much about what house he's in because I'm just so thoroughly enjoying watching him. I don't try to logic or put him in a box, but he's like, you have a fire on a wooden vessel surrounded by paper, and it's just I don't know. I'm gonna be wrong. I hate going first. I don't like this. I am uncomfortable.
I think you're explaining yourself very well.
I am not a fan. But the only thing I felt kind of confident about is that he doesn't seem to be like, he's not in a logic house. I think he's more emotional than Stede in a lot of ways. And like, I don't know. Like, he's incredibly loyal, so maybe there is some Hufflepuff in there. When he sees, like, he was totally cool with dying himself. He was totally fine with dying, but as soon as he sees that Stede...
Pretty bored.
Yeah, he is bored. But he sees that Stede's about to die, and he literally throws his whole life away to protect Stede. And I don't know. He's so cute. I just love him so much. He's sitting on that beach when he's waiting for Stede, and I just get sadder and sadder when I see him laid out. Anyway.
The wubbification of Blackbeard right now.
God.
He fucking murders everyone, Meg, in the end. He fucking, like...
No. He doesn't murder.
He makes
it was
Izzy
the fire.
self-cannibalize. So
They're not
He
dead.
outsources the deaths. Yeah.
They're not dead. The fire the fire killed those people. He didn't kill the people.
Did Izzy digest a toe?
The sun and the lack of water and dehydration is what's going to kill the people on the deserted island, not Ed.
Oh boy, a slippery slope of an argument indeed. Carla!
All right. So
I don't care. I just want to talk about Blackbeard. Why are we on this show? I don't know anything about this.
You keep forcing yourself onto this show. I don't like. You keep complaining like we're begging you.
Never
Just like let me come.
Never.
This is the most Gryffindor thing. Let me come embarrass myself on this show where I know nothing about anything. Like, please let me be on it.
I have no shame. I just love to talk to you guys so much.
We self-flagellate.
Right. So, Ed, the thing that sticks out with me the most is how dramatic he is about everything, but especially, okay, I'm sorry, but you're on an island devoted to making pirates into law-abiding people, and then if they falter, they're going to be executed. And you go off to get a little boat for yourself and your intended, and then he doesn't show up, and your first thought isn't, oh no, something must have happened to him. His first thought is, oh no, he has left me. Oh my God. I thought he loved me. I thought he loved me, and now he doesn't love me. And what did I do
and
wrong?
And then he had to go dig
wrong?
us some charcoal before he got on the boat because he's got to paint his face. Like
exactly. Like, and it's like he's sitting there, like not thinking, oh my God, did somebody hurt Stede? It's like Stede is hurting me. He is hurting my feelings, and I can't take this anymore. I guess I'm gonna have to leave him here because he has left me. So I have no choice. And I guess now I hate everything and everyone. But first he has to make a layover at dramatically walking around in a caftan.
Crying in a blanket fort.
Yeah, he's like...
This is why you go first.
he gets the robe of Stede's that, like, is the most dramatic robe that he owns. He's like, not this one, too subtle. No, this one is perfect. It is red and it is pink and it goes down to the floor and it looks like I am a war widow. This is fantastic. This is exactly what I need in my life right now. And then he brings in, like, oh, I'm going to talk to Lucius and just lay out this whole thing because Lucius is my buddy. And I'm just going to lay out my whole heart to him. And I'm going to write a very depressing song. And I will perform right in front of everybody. And then, of course, he has like the whole thing with Izzy. And Izzy is like, remember how like you're supposed to be the bad guy and whatever. And he's like, okay, well, if I can't have what I want, then I will have the next best thing, which is everybody's fear. But the way that I will do that is by very dramatically throwing out my beloved's books. And killing one of his people and stranding his friends. And I'm gonna break up all of the other couples so that they don't remind me of gay love because I'm mad and nobody should get to have that either. He is so dramatic. So anyway, so he's a Hufflepuff, and he wants to have this family. He wanted what Stede brought to the table. Stede brought a family, and he brought stability, and he had this family that he built from the ground up. And like Ed is like, this is fantastic. I've never had more fun in my life. I want this forever, and I want you forever. And he gets rejected. Well, he thinks he doesn't even get rejected. He thinks he got rejected, and it's like, burn it all down. Drama for your mama. And yes, he does have some guilt over the whole thing where, he killed his dad. But I mean, honestly, that was a really justified kill. So it's
also,
not even like...
TV rules. We don't see a body. I refuse to believe that Lucius is dead.
Lucius is alive. He's not dead. He just...
Oh, I agree.
There's no way.
He's on the other side of that tiny little island.
Yeah, so he found a piece of wood. He's fine.
Yahoos walked around.
He didn't even have to offer half of the piece of door to Jack. So we know that he survived. He's fine.
He'll never let go, Jack. So, okay. Meg, what was your... What did you layer?
They look so disappointed in us.
Yeah. The one thing that Meg knows for sure is that he's not a logic house.
See, I hate this so much.
Right.
You're going to be like, he's a
gonna be a
Slytherin.
Gryffindor.
No, he's going to be a Slytherin or something.
He's gonna be a Ravenclaw.
There's
And
only
I'm laugh in my own
choose
face.
Ravenclaw.
Really?
They said every other one
Yes,
first. They said every other one first. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Wait a second. I just want you to imagine
He's
when
not
Phoebe Buffay
logical
gets
at
fucking
all.
pissed.
I don't know who that is.
Okay, yeah,
Watch
okay.
Friends.
Okay,
But that's more Hufflepuff, I think.
but she's a Ravenclaw, my friend.
But that's a Hufflepuff thing.
No.
I don't like this. I give
All
up.
right.
Britta Perry, Charlie Kelly.
Oh dear God. All right.
This fucking man. No, he life happens to him. It is something that happens to him. It is he's right cresting the wave. I told Rachel earlier, like Ravenclaws are the personification of this might as well happen, but they like engage and commit to it wholeheartedly. So like whatever, just like I'm pushing these buttons, I want to do this thing, like I'm just going around being a pirate, like I'm killing people. There's no hypocrisy here. I said I would never kill again. A fire did it. That was just maiming. Maiming's cool. Like, that's fine. I tell other people to do it. I'm not killing anybody. Like, I didn't break my promise, Stede. I've never killed a man. Everybody else just does that around me. I don't know how it happens. Maybe me telling them to do it had something to do with it, but I don't kill them. He's just...
Mayhaps.
Yeah, mayhaps. He's just going around being, like, the most fearsome pirate on the sea. He gets bored with it. He's like, this isn't fun anymore. Like, this, you know, I'm living my life by a structure, and I'm, like, not fulfilled anymore. Time to find something better. Oh my God, Stede Bonnet, you're so fucking fascinating. Oh my God, let me see what you do. Why do you do what you do? This is so interesting.
2 chandeliers, you're fucking crazy. I love it.
Can you teach me how to be an aristocrat? Oh my God, this is so fucking cool. I get to teach you things that I'm good at. Oh my God, let me teach you how to sword fight. Let me teach you how to not get killed. Goes with it. Oh, I have this devious plan that I'm going to kill Stede Bonnet and take over his life because I'm so bored. 2 minutes later, I don't want to do that. This guy's fucking weird, man. He's fucking weird. Like, I want to see what weird thing he does next. Like, that's cooler than the death thing, right? Izzy?
Hey,
Shut up,
what
Izzy.
do those clouds look
Shut up,
like to
Izzy.
you?
They look like Frankfurters.
If you had some fucking creativity.
and imagination, Izzy,
God.
maybe you'd know. Oh, an hour and 47 minutes later, exactly, I knew that the fog was going to roll in because of these Frankfurter-ass clouds, and I had this
That
whole
whole
plan cooked up.
speech.
Make up your mind, Stede. Make up your mind. This just happened. Like, I didn't plan this, but it's happening, and it's cool and it's dramatic. Make up your mind. What are you
I
going to do
couldn't
if I
believe
push
it.
this button? What are you going to do? I want to see it. Oh, you freaked out. Fascinating. Let's do this again another time and see what happens.
So I can observe your reactions.
Like, yeah, what's happening here? And then you're right. He's very dramatic when he thinks that Stede left him. And again, it's the case of like, this is what
when
life.
he thinks he's been made to look stupid.
Yes. He's like, I've been played for a fool. He's like, this is what life is serving me, and I'm gonna fucking commit to it. I'm gonna find my dramatic ass cape, and I'm gonna put on my eyeliner, and I'm gonna make Izzy eat his toe because he fucking made me look the most foolish of all. Because he's been telling me the whole time that I was wrong about Stede, and I fucking wasn't. I hate it. Eat your toe, Izzy. And I'm gonna hurt all his friends because he hurt me, and I'm fucking mad about it. And I'm going to be fucking Blackbeard, but I'm going to be a worse Blackbeard than I was when Stede met me. I'm going to be Blackbeard, and I'm going to have black all over my face. And I'm going to kidnap Jim, and it's going to be great. Fuck Stede.
Oh God! And there's a picture of the lighthouse there. My eyeliner.
Yeah, I still think he's a Hufflepuff.
No, he's not.
Oh, Carla, of all the houses, how?
See,
Come on.
No,
I don't.
Hufflepuff Ravenclaw is the weird. It's the weirdest fucking romantic.
Yeah, and we have friends. We have 2 friends that are in a relationship like that, and we'll talk to you about it off camera. But it's the same kind of dynamic. They're just so endlessly fascinated by one another, and they click like fucking magnets. Just have nothing in common. So fascinated by the other one's brain, it just works.
It's very annoying. It's not annoying. I think it's I enjoy it, and I think it's great. And I joke about, like, I obviously don't know anything, but I come on here and I'm like, here's my little guess, and then, you know, blah blah blah, and then you guys do your whole thing, and then I'm like, that makes so much more sense. Why did that not happen? Why does my brain not function in
we didn't
that
get
way?
Carla this time.
Ed doesn't want to fit in anywhere. He doesn't care about if people think that he, like, you know, he's going around on his boat doing his thing. Like, he's fucking fine. Like, his crew interchanges. He doesn't care.
I think he was supposed to. He's supposed to be a pirate, so he's supposed to be like all rough and tough and scary and everything. So he became this pirate that he's supposed to be. And Izzy keeps telling him, your role is to be a pirate. And he's like, right, okay, so I'm supposed to pretend that I'm going to take over Stede's life. And then as soon as he tells him that he's going to do that, he turns away and he's like, how do I get out of this? And
no, he also got very annoyed that the book was wrong about him.
Yeah,
he's like, I have one gun and one knife. What's all this weird
That's
shit?
not at all how I read it. I don't think he went into piracy thinking he was supposed to be rough and tough. Like, from what the show has been showing us, ignoring any historical accuracy, is that he went into piracy because he grew up poor and he was made to feel bad about not belonging to that class system. So he answered that with piracy, that he was like, fuck these people, and I'm just going to be the opposite of what the upper class is, and the most opposite of that is piracy. So I don't think I don't think he would, he was like, Jack, whip my balls. I don't think he was a very rough and tough guy.
Well, and also, oh God, of course, this makes so much more sense. When he's at the dinner party and he's loving that everybody is all over there, loving on him and thinking he's hilarious. And then when he fucks up the silverware and everyone starts laughing at him.
Yeah, he's made to look foolish.
He made to look stupid. And then he's like, I'm going to get my guns and I'm going to do my massive aggression.
Entire boat on fire. That's overreaction, man.
And then Stede winds up setting the boat on fire himself. So,
yeah, something I've noticed with Ravenclaw, especially my husband, you guys are the only house, Carla, that it seems like get actually upset if I'm. He says I'm always trolling him, but if I'm mocking, teasing, you don't like
hate
it.
That. I hate that.
Okay, because it's this weird sarcastic. It's a low key passive aggressive. It is, and it's my kind of humor though. Is I mock and I make fun. Right? That's just what I do.
It's because the humor suggests that you're too stupid to know what's going on.
Correct. Yeah. And he's always like, why are you talking to me like that? Like, I'm too stupid to understand. I'm like, I'm not, it's a joke. Aren't jokes supposed to be funny?
My whole thing is always
nuts.
if you're making fun of me under the guise of making a joke, then your jokes suck. And so do you.
Yeah, no, but no, that's you can see what happened at, he's just responding to life. He was having the time of his life, and then they called him a donkey, and he was like, do you know who I fucking am? I'll make you eat your toe. I'll make you eat it.
And teach.
Give me cookie, got you cookie.
No, but we were just naming. There are a lot of characters that we can't say because we haven't sorted them publicly yet. But Charlie Kelly or fucking Britta Perry when they get mad and they're and they just go off the rails. It's not. And it's always
Phoebe.
I know, yeah, or Phoebe. Well, but Meg doesn't know Phoebe. But what Meg was saying that he seems emotional because he is emotional. He is, but there's always a logical reason behind the emotion. He's not expelling the emotion without Stede left me. And that's why I'm doing all of this. It's because of Stede. You can ask him because he did something to me. I told him that he was the thing that made me happy, and he fucking left me on that beach. And this is my response.
You know how hard it is for me to feel joy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate it when you guys make a lot of sense, and I'm like, oh yeah, of course.
We're just here for comic relief, and I'm fine with that.
And my Gryffindorus is like, "Yep, you're right. That's true." I have no problem being feeling stupid about stuff or admitting that I'm wrong.
No,
and I think it's so funny we talk about that trolling joke because I was trolling Rachel really, really hard.
She was deciding whether she wanted to get angry. She was like,
I decided against it because I respect that kind of humor.
She was like, is this serious enough for me to get into it?
And I said, no, it's really not. It's fine. Roast me harder, Daddy. It's good. But my husband, the one Ravenclaw I always go back to for reference, he would be like, you think I didn't, I knew that somewhere in my head. Why are you making fun of me for it?
Yeah,
it's such lowbrow humor to
the
mock.
other thing I'm thinking too is we're not sorting Izzy this time, but I know what Izzy's house is and the way he acts around Blackbeard and how he shits all over him and Ed's like, no, this doesn't matter to me now. I'm having fun with life, la da 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 da, just doing what I'm doing in life. And then the second he snaps. But also, every time Izzy comes back with his "I'm so in love with you" shit, Blackbeard's like, "Fine, you can hang around, like whatever."
Well, I think I read somewhere it's like Izzy is like this beleaguered wife watching her husband like
Blackbeard is a sexual behemoth. He will never bottom for Steve Bonnet.
Well, and he just immediately hates Steve Bonnet so much. And I can't. I'm ignoring that because I can't deal with it. But he's immediately like, fucking Steve Bonnet. And it's just like, yes, because Stede is everything Izzy is not in his hard 16 years.
Yeah.
Okay, so can we get to the part where I'm wrong about Oluwande?
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
Well, I was just gonna say, but like the reason that he lets Izzy come back too is because he's like, logic. Yeah, I'd probably do that too. Is like, I'm pissing you off, man. All right, but anyway.
I don't want you guys to just come here to be wrong. I want you to come here and tell us we're right.
I just love when Blackbeard
and there's a
punches
difference.
Izzy and Izzy's like, that's fair.
No, but
That's
you know
fair.
what I love about this so far is that you guys have been wrong, but you've both been wrong different ways both times. So let's go. Let's get Oluwande.
Yeah.
It's something new and fresh.
Yeah.
Maybe by the time we're on here 10 weeks in a row, we'll have some.
Hannah would never allow
it. Some idea.
Hannah
what's
will go to our houses and like burn them
Mutiny.
down.
I think we
before she
already
lets it
agreed you
happen.
get a break from May. You guys weren't interested in the lineup, so.
Well, Oluwande, I hate saying it, but it feels fairly obvious to me. Let's see. Carla, Meg will not go again first. So you have to go first.
I will not.
Well,
we'll sit
there
here
will
in
just be
awkward
dead
silence.
air.
It seems fairly obvious to me that I don't know what I'm talking about, but I will attempt this anyway. Okay, so the thing with Oluwande that I love so much, he is such a patient guy, like not just with Jim and with their needs, because Jim needed somebody to be there for them who could be a friend and an accomplice and could speak for them when they were going when they were passing themselves off as a mute. And Oluwande was more than happy to do all of this and to take on these roles and just to do whatever Jim needed because, well, aside from the fact that he always had feelings from Jim, which was like evident from the very beginning. Like you see him and it's like, oh, in love, like so in love, so cute. And he also, just when they lose the rehenes, esa gente que agarraron de los ingleses, ¿cómo se llaman los the prisoners? Yes, thank you. Oh my God. The prisoners.
The hostages. Yeah.
The hostages, yes. I'm like, rehenes. You know what I'm talking about. When they lose.
I just get so excited when you speak Spanish that I'm just like, you sound so pretty.
I was just watching the scene between Jim and the nun again where I was like, cool.
I love that. But yeah, so they lose the hostages and they get it's Oluwande and Stede and what's his face?
Black Pete?
Pete.
Yeah.
Yeah. They get taken by the indigenous people of that island. And Oluwande's just off hanging out with the natives and then
coconut rum drink.
Yes.
Coconut drink.
We're not gonna call it a pina colada.
No.
But we're gonna give you all of the ingredients.
Yeah. You guys want a sip? Oh, no, they can't have a sip. Okay. Sorry, you can't have a sip.
I love it. It's just a formality.
It's not a formality.
Oh, no.
It's not a formality, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. But he's just an easygoing guy that everybody likes, and everybody's like, oh, Oluwande's here. Hey. When they're talking about the mutiny and
who's going to be captain?
Assigns himself as like, I'm going to be captain because I'm the most experienced. Everybody's like, no, it's going to be Oluwande because we actually like him. We put up with you. We like him. So he's not doing anything to make these things happen. He's just kind of going with the flow. And that's fine because he's just, I think, happy with the life that he has, and he's happy with his dreams of maybe someday being more to Jim than just his friend and confidant. So I think he's a Hufflepuff. That's my best guess. Okay, like, you know what?
By the third one, they're like, "Fuck you guys!" Keep guessing. I don't care anymore.
From now on, I'm gonna come on here and guess everybody is Hufflepuff. Okay, like everybody is a Hufflepuff. Like,
One
okay,
in
Is it because you
One in
missed it for Stede and you're like, after that, I'm just going to do it?
Yeah.
everybody else is a Hufflepuff because Steve is a Hufflepuff. Okay, everybody in the show.
Just do what
is a
Rachel
Hufflepuff.
does, and when you don't know it's a Hufflepuff, but otherwise,
Yeah, every time. Every fucking time it's a Hufflepuff.
No, it's gonna be Izzy Hufflepuff, Jim Hufflepuff, Spanish Jackie Hufflepuff.
Oh, these are all right.
Everybody's a Hufflepuff on this ship.
there's something very, very interesting going on this ship, and we can't talk about it, but I'm fascinated by it.
Why can't we talk about it?
Because then
I
we would
wanna
be
talk
sorting
about it.
everybody else.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we
Well,
talk about
I
it
just-
off air.
I think he's decided that this is his role in life, and he's happy with it. He's putting in all his effort, and he's also he's making his family, as it were, with Jim as best as he can, even if that means stepping back and being like, "Okay, Jim, go do your thing."
Mm.
And he doesn't. The whole idea of him being the captain kind of falls on him. It's not like he's not making up posters and being like, "Vote for me for your next captain." He's just like, "All right, cool, I'll be your captain."
That'd be
I
really
guess."
fucked up. Mutinies are supposed to be secret. I could love to see him put campaign posters up.
Well, nobody except Lucius can read and write, so that would be hard for him in
But
general.
Frenchie can
but
do pictures, so.
Frenchie can do pictures.
So-
Yes.
And he can sew.
And he can sew.
Oh God!
Fucking,
The whole
I
thing
want
where
to
he
talk about
presents
Frenchie
the-
too. I love him so much.
where he presents the journal as fan fiction. He's
Yes.
like, "I'd love some feedback."
I fucking loved that.
God, I love him. Anyway, Meg, take it away.
I just want to hug Oluwande all the time. Like I just want to cuddle. He's just, I love him so much. He is, I think, the glue that holds the Revenge together more than Stede, more than Ed. He's he doesn't want to be the leader of the crew, like aside from the captain, but he really is. He is the one who convinces everyone not to kill Stede in the beginning because who's going to finish the book? Who's going to tell us about the wooden boy? If not,
Can you do the
because
voices?
Lucius
People
can't do
even
the
think?
voices. Think, you guys, like, and he's like,
Yeah,
we're
but also,
getting
like, they
paid
get
and
paid
fed.
wages and, like, yeah.
Yeah, they
like-
get paid and fed, and so what? They're
and
not doing a
Steve's,
lot of.
one
Steve's
seeing the
clearly
truth.
gonna die soon anyway, so why do we have to kill him? Like, you know?
God, that
Yeah.
that immediately I had him immediately sorted him based on like immediate.
See, this makes me feel like I'm going to be so wrong.
It's okay. Say it and be
Always.
wrong.
No, I'm not done. I'm not done. But there is a lot of his loyalty and his even keelness. I love how immediately he finds out about Jim's Nana, and he's just like, Nana, yes, we're gonna have some cake. Like, yes, let's go sit and talk, and we're gonna hang out, and I'm gonna let you
Oh
guys
shit,
speak
you're gonna
Spanish
dish the
too."
gossip about your family? Let's go!
Let's go.
Oh, was Jim like as a kid? He's fucking weird, man. What is like?
This fucker won't tell me shit, so I'm gonna go right to their grandma, and I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna let y'all talk in Spanish and pretend that I don't know Spanish,
Right.
so I can like
Sneaky.
so I can like get the hot goss. He's just, I don't know. See, and I want to say Hufflepuff just because I just want to cuddle him, and that's always kind of where I go with Hufflepuffs. But I feel he's sneaky though. He is sneaky in a lot of ways, and he gets the whole crew to decide against mutiny over a book. And
I got a question for you.
Hmm.
Do you think at the end when they're gonna mutiny against Izzy that he really didn't want to be captain?
I think he's torn about it.
I'm just gonna say the way that he presented it as it's got to be somebody who really cares about the crew.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's like, clearly there's only one answer here, Oluwande. Like, why are you saying this? And then everybody's like, well, it's got to be you. And he's like, no.
But he doesn't want to be the one. He doesn't want to be the one to be like, well, I should be the captain, obviously.
Of course not.
No, he just knows that he's just like, it just shouldn't be Black Pete.
I'm just happy to be nominated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, and it does feel like there's a lot of manipulation. There's a lot of not even like bad manipulation, but he does move pieces. Like he's the one who talks to the chief of the indigenous people, and he's just like, well,
he didn't really
didn't
anybody.
kill
Like
anybody.
Gravity did that.
He was like,
and again, he's gonna die on his own soon anyway. So
poor weapons handling is what killed Nigel, not Steve. And he's so smart. He's so in tune, I think, with everybody that's going and everything that's going around. He's for me. I'm like, he's a fluffy Slytherin in my brain.
It's the second time you've used that
or
term.
a Hufflepuff. Which I feel like what was it? Slytherin.
I don't know. You said something.
Said a fluffy
you
Slytherin.
Said you said something, and it turned out to be a Gryffindor. You didn't say
No,
fluffy. A grumpy Hufflepuff.
No, a grumpy
Hufflepuff. You were like, and
Hufflepuff.
and it was a Gryffindor, not a Slytherin. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm sure I'm wrong.
What are you saying he is?
Always am. But I think he's a Slytherin. But
Carla's like, he can't be. They're all bad.
No, but now I'm seeing how he might be, because the whole thing where Slytherins have like their people or their person, particularly their person, and it's like,
yeah, we usually got room for one or two.
He weasels his way like into getting in, like not in a like devious kind of way, but the whole thing with Nana, and he's just like, oh, this is where I'm going to get this information that I can't get from you.
You guys like that whole Egyptian prince scheme too, with the French aristocrats?
Oh my God, that was amazing. That was so good.
Amazing.
But I also like that they gave the money to the crew of that
to the
ship.
Slaves.
Yeah.
To
the enslaved people. Yeah.
Well, they're the ones who deserved it. They gave them all the goss, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
True.
And also they were enslaved and they shouldn't have been. So there's also that.
Also, yes.
Yes. big thing. Yeah. So I think he's a Slytherin. I think Jim is his person. And then you can see that when he is just like, I miss Jim, so I'm gonna leave the room
because the room has sad vibes. But actually, I hated sleeping on the floor. It kind of sucked. So we're gonna ignore the sad vibes because my back hurts.
And they didn't let him in their room. And you know what? They had a nook, and it was their nook, and I understand. But let him sleep in the nook.
No, it was for
let him in my room.
And eating mints for the guests who inexplicably are here. It's just what happens. I don't know why.
And then like I don't know. Like, oh God, when he's in the captain's room while Stede is staring at Calico Jack and Black Bonnet, he's just like, it's been going on all fucking night. I drank 2 bottles of rum. He never stopped. I couldn't sleep. They won't let me. Won't let me in their nook.
How fucking exasperated he is with Jim when Jim's like, Jackie won't recognize me. I want my dagger. He's like, Jackie, fucking hell. Like, I put in so much effort to get you out of here the first time. Like, you need to stop.
Well, he saw the low bounty, and he is just like, no.
Yes.
No. Yeah. Like, he knew immediately what that was for. And
trying to steer Jim away from it. Like,
after Blackbeard, he's my favorite on the whole show. I love him so fucking much. He's so quietly brilliant and moving everything around.
Anyway, slow claps for Meg.
Yeah. Slytherin.
I did it!
I'm really surprised that you did it too, because I know Rachel said he was obvious, but I thought he was less obvious than like Blackbeard was. Blackbeard, and they didn't get Blackbeard.
Well, and like I said, like I think it's just because my visions of characters or houses is very weird and skewed, apparently. But the more Carla was talking about him, because I initially was like, maybe he's a Hufflepuff, but then I was like, no, but he does. He
I think Hufflepuff would be the natural.
He moves
other
everything
house,
along.
If not. But yeah, he moves all of the fucking pieces. He's you know what it is too? He immediately gets with he just immediately gets with the situation, molds to it.
Like, all right, we're teaching Stede how to murder people. Fine.
And it's done.
Yeah.
The way he comes
and
out
like
after
it
that
needs to
whole
look
thing
like
with
you
Stede,
actually murdered
like,
this man. Let's put a sword through his eye. Like,
he orchestrates
Yes.
it. He, and it's not it's not because he's Stede's his person or anything. It's to keep shit moving because he's gonna die at some point.
Yeah,
anyway,
and
whatever.
like,
Right now,
and
I'm
anybody
getting fed,
other
I'm
than
getting
Stede
paid.
is worse. Like, yeah, and like I don't know that he actually, like, I'm sure he enjoyed hearing about Pinocchio, but like that he knows the rest of the crew is a little more invested in Pinocchio.
Yeah.
Right. Well, but that's what I mean, and that's why I think that's where it was just like, well, no, because he does not care. Like, Oluwande does not really care about Pinocchio, but he knows how to control that situation, and he knows now, especially since Buttons told Stede that they were going to mutiny. He is like, well, that plan is scrapped, so now we got to get everybody kind of working towards the next best option.
Yeah.
But
no, it makes absolute perfect sense in retrospect, and like, I it's not a matter where I think like, oh, Slytherins are bad people at all.
I'm just teasing, though. I know you don't like that.
No, I'm saying for the audience. Like,
Carla's clearing her name. Clearing her name.
Behind you.
I'm giving you my new logic. Okay.
Her.
She's found a new truth. Quickly, everyone gather around.
Let me justify my emotion here.
To the Carla behind me.
Yes. To all of the Carla behind me. It's not just my booty, it's also the room. No, but it makes perfect sense. It's a matter of the world at large is ridiculous and pretty useless, but there are people who are worth the time and effort. And those people sometimes need a hand. Sometimes in a way that maybe they don't understand that they need a hand. So
I don't know if there will be any more backstory because they've kind of told us all of it. So I guess they could show us and give us more detail. But it very clearly was one of those things where he just immediately, Jim was his person. Because Jim showed up and he got them a job as a waitress. And they clearly told him that they wanted to kill this man because he helped them escape. So he recommended them as a waitress. He got them off the island. Then they stuck together for a year and somehow ended up on Stede's ship together. And he was like, and I'm...
That's the story I want to see.
And I'm going to keep your secret as a man with a fake nose named Jim. Like, that's just also be deeply in love with you and not tell you yet.
Right.
So.
Right.
Well, and in season 2, I would love to see how each of these characters really wound up on this ship.
That would be really funny.
And the idea again that I read somewhere is this is like the Muppets, and Izzy's the only human.
I saw that too.
And everybody else is Muppets, and I'm like, that makes so much sense.
That is really fucking funny.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But and then so I just his interaction with Nana for the whole thing. Yes, the whole thing with Nana just kills me when Nana gets pissed off that Jim didn't do full vengeance, and he's like, "I'm just gonna go try and fix that interaction and do damage control with that."
Because this is what they do. This is what this house does. Another fire someone else started. Let me go put it out.
Let me go take care of it. And he
right.
He follows Jim, and he's like, "I just saw broken twigs."
I wish we could talk about Jim's house too, but it's really interesting. It's really interesting, the two of them.
I look forward to getting it wrong in the future.
When season 2 comes out,
will you be back for that one?
You know what? I came here with all the confidence in the world because last week I did great.
You guys did so great last week.
And now I'm here.
All the confidence of a
last
Gryffindor.
Right?
None of the logic.
I flew high like a Gryffindor straight into the sun.
And I came out of it 0 for 3.
This is the way.
Yes.
This is the way.
I got 1. I'm pretty proud of myself. And I got, apparently, for me, the hard one.
Yeah.
Well, obviously it was the easy one for me because I got the other 2 wrong.
But you were right about all of your opinions about them.
That is true.
You were saying some stuff about Blackbeard where I was like, that's the Ravenclaw house, Meg.
Yeah.
I tried. No.
You did great. and you taught me so much tonight about Taika Waititi and
All
New
off
Zealand.
mic.
And none of you will ever hear it.
I just have a very deep
Did
thirst
you know
for
New
that
Zealand
man.
has 9 sheep for every person on the island?
I did know
Wow.
that. I did know that. Mm-hmm.
Also, they have a lot of
As it
earthquakes.
should be. People fucking suck. There should be more sheep.
There are also no snakes on that island. 0.
I'm moving there.
Yep.
I hate
No snakes.
But wait, what about spiders?
But there are like earthquakes every 2 months, so you know. I mean,
Pass.
like level
Pass.
8.
Pass.
Also, there are hobbit holes
Yeah.
there, which I feel like is just worth
Not
going
worth
to
it for
see.
the
Love
earthquakes.
that. My 5'3" self with no snakes will be very happy today.
In a little hobbit hole.
Exactly. My husband's not that tall. My kid's not that tall. We'll be fine.
Not that tall yet.
Do great over there.
I'd say your kid is still quite young.
How could she be taller than us? We're both like, not.
You'd be surprised.
My
If you have,
13-year-old
taller
daughter
grandparents or
is an
great-grandparents.
inch shorter than me.
I don't. They're all
Your
short.
great grandparents were short?
Yeah,
I
everybody's
don't
short.
know everyone.
I do. I'm half Italian. All they talk about is the people that died fucking 70 years ago.
Your great aunt Sylvia.
Oh my God, your great aunt Teresa. If you only knew what she would do to you if she saw you wearing that.
She's
Not in
rolling
this
over in her
house.
grave. She's talking to Jesus right now,
Rolling
telling
over
you
in
to
a
go down to
grave.
hell.
Jesus Christ.
And I know exactly what grave because we're going on Sunday to wash all the graves and to put new fresh flowers on all of them. And don't fucking tell me you can't drive me, Rachel Ann. You're gonna drive me to see your grandmother. You have no respect. Oh God. Anyway.
I wish there was an
Amazing.
Italian pirate on the boat. But like one who talked.
Oh, Tony Spaghetti. Forget about it.
The Italian erasure continues.
The bird was the Italian pirate. You just didn't hear it. Only Buttons could hear it.
Carl the Italian.
Buttons remain superior.
They got a bird guy, Izzy. Why don't we
What
have a
killed
bird
me is
guy?
that they actually did
and Olivia
subtitles
is
for
the Italian
Olivia.
widow.
I was like, oh, they're actually saying that he is talking to these birds.
Olivia was she was looking at him. She was giving him the eyes.
Mm-hmm.
She was.
Carl didn't come home last night.
This is going to be a hard conversation, Olivia. Listen, this was a fantastic show. This was a very fun episode to record. I waited 2 whole days to talk about it. And I'm, it was torture. So thank you both for being on and discussing.
Where can
all
we
of our
find
correct
you
opinions.
before we forget to ask?
Where can we find you?
Well, first I want to say thank you for letting us be on to
Carla
Again.
bullied us.
yes, again to be publicly incorrect.
Carla bullied us.
Yes, I bullied you. I said, "Oh, I want to be on that show," and you were like, "I guess."
Yeah.
So good enough.
She's like, when are you doing that show? And I was like, next week. And Carla's like, I'm going to be on that. I was like, all right.
See you then.
Ooh, I want to be on that. And Lauren's like, she didn't stop me, so that means that's an enthusiastic embrace and an enthusiastic yes. It's as much of an
Logic
embrace as I'm
behind
gonna get from a
emotion.
Slytherin to a Ravenclaw.
I'm
Yes.
justified.
It all works out.
I
So, but
convinced
you can
the
find-
jury. Sorry, go ahead.
Rachel and I are just going to be here vibing.
Great vibing. That's all I'm doing, man.
Meg and I have a podcast where we are just this organized in our thoughts. It's called Bed Wet or Behead Podcast, which you can find on any podcast streaming service. You can find our Twitter at Bed Wet Behead Pod. Our Instagram is bed.wet.behead.pod. You can find us on another blue social media. Look for Bed Wet or Behead Podcast. And you can find me and my musings at Carlatemis at CarlaTemis.
You can find me on the Twitter.
Where?
At WISC.
Don't look for Meg.
No, you
She's the first one that pops up.
Go to Carla's Twitter and go to her replies and look at who's yelling in there the most. And you found Meg!
You found Meg. Now, you can find me on Twitter at Wisconsinac, which is WISCONSENNACH. And that's Carla's fault.
It
Always.
is.
It
You're welcome.
is. She gave me my name.
Well, thank you again for being on. And you can find them in all the places that they mentioned previously. We just cut everything else out. The other hour that came after that. But
Hope you don't
yeah,
have plans this weekend,
had
Hannah.
a great time. Yeah. And I hope you, listener, don't have plans either, so you can sit and listen to this one and then go back and listen to another one, because we're fucking fun.
Fun
So
story,
enjoy.
Hannah. I'm sending you our Bedwed Behead podcast episode.
Oh God.
Yeah. Well, hope you enjoyed. Leave us
This
5
voice is
stars
Lauren.
on the Apple products.
Only Apple?
Yeah, on all the Apple, because it's all that matters. And I'll see you when I see you.
Go see Doctor Strange the weekend it comes out, because that's the next episode, and it's coming out the Tuesday after the movie drops. So,
Yeah. Okay, bye. Thank you for listening to Sort of Brilliant. If our sorting choices inspired any rage or excitement, we'd love to hear from you. We're open to feedback, suggestions for characters to sort, and solid counter-arguments with citations.
Never forget your citations. You can find us hanging out on Twitter and Instagram at SOB_pod or shoot us an email at sortofbrilliant@gmail.com.
And since we're not above begging, please rate and subscribe to Sort of Brilliant on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and wherever else you listen to podcasts. Please share our posts on social media. And if you're a Gryffindor, maybe you'll inspire sorting fights among your own friend group.
The theme music is Hot Shot by Scott Holmes. Can't wait to sort with you again next time. Bye!